for years. Kitty's never harmed nobody. All right,
I've got nothing to do with the PlayStation community as well. I've got nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
Because I'm not involved
with it. Yeah.
in the PlayStation.
Yeah.
I don't have a PlayStation. I've got a PC.
Well, PC, sorry, my bag. But you know what I mean, though. I've known you for a long, long time. And you've never hurt nobody. Never.
I don't do real life stuff. Right? I don't do any what they do.
Do you know something, Kitty? Do you know something that I worked out the other night? I didn't want to say anything in case I was wrong. But in all the years I've known Kitty, Kitty's never hurt anybody until one time some weirdo actually come over to Kitty's house one night and fucking hit Kitty in the side of her stomach. And ever since then, all these trolls have all started coming out for her. That's what I've worked out.
Well, what happened was he actually jumped on the bandwagon with the trolls right after, during, and after being here.
Yeah.
It's terrible what he did. And I was in hospital, A&E.
I remember that.
I had to have
I think it was him that doxed your address. Because...
Well, there was people before then that doxed my address before he came.
Well.
But yeah, he did actually as well do some malicious stuff with clippings. Apparently there was a transaction of £250 to Ed Struggles because he did the deed. Now, obviously, that could be false as well.
Ed Struggles. Does he look a little bit like PJ? Has he got like that facial beard? Because he was on the other night and I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's a bit of a crazy one. He's a bit of a Fruit Loop.
Yeah, he didn't do a live. It's the first live stream I've seen him do recently for at least a couple of years. And I thought, hang on a minute, I know your face from somewhere. But it wasn't PJ. Yeah. Now I know who Ed Struggles is. I thought he was on the other day and I thought, hang on a minute, he ain't done a live stream in years. Oh, God, he's back on the fucking scene now.
Yeah, he's back on, trolling me, as usual. But I just ignore him.
Fucking weird.
I honestly ignore him. He's relevant now. And he says a load of bullshit on his channel. You can't make sense of it anyway. You can tell he's coked up on drugs.
Fucking weirdo.
He is. Well, no, he didn't inject me with heroin. Let me just tell you what he did, right? So while he was here, he pulled out some drugs out of his rucksack that he had on him. And I told him, do not, put that back in your bag. Put it back in your bag. I don't want you to bring this out. And he didn't listen.
Yeah, right? I remember that because you'd done it on the live stream, didn't you?
Yeah, it was on the live stream. All on the live stream, all evidence was there. But unfortunately, it didn't save my live stream because it went over 12 hours. And obviously at 12 hours mark, it cuts off. So that's why it didn't save it, which I'm gutted about because I needed that for evidence. Because people have been saying that,
hang on a minute.
Oh, I've bullied Ed Struggles. I've been horrible to him. Oh, I've been attacking him. And this is wrong. Totally wrong. No, I never did anything to him. He let my cat out the window. Let it escape.
Yes. I think someone's got that video. Someone's got that video. That video is out there. No, someone has got that.
Right.
Sorry for that.
And as well as that, I actually was shaking him. Where's my cat?
It was the bathroom window, wasn't it? I remember.
What have you done? And he was pretending to be asleep because he was awake a minute before, less than a minute before he was awake, and he wasn't moving, right? And he was pretending to be asleep because he knows he's guilty.
It was the bathroom window, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a video out
He
there.
opened every single window, and I told him, I didn't, you know, coming into someone's house, he was not respectful in any way, very disrespectful, very, very ignorant, arrogant, nasty as well. Because when I was in the bedroom talking to him, I wanted him to get off the bed so I could make the bed so he could sleep off this and get sober, because he'd travelled a long way. But he wouldn't do that either. He wouldn't let me do anything. And as well as that, I said to him, listen, I need to just come off there a moment because I need to just make the bed, please. And then he got nasty with me. He got up. He says, what have you done with my drugs? I said, what do you mean? You know, he had a go at me about drugs. He said that you've stolen my drugs. No, I haven't. For one, I'm not into drugs. Two, I do not want anyone in my house who takes drugs. I'm not into that shit. I definitely know what he was doing after that point. I knew it was like a red flag. I thought, I've got to get him out of here. Because when I went into the room, right, obviously he sat down talking to Ali Cat, Misfit Beck, and whoever else was on the panel. I think you was on the panel as well, weren't you, Dan?
Yeah, I was on the whole night. I remember seeing it because you had your
was on the panel, and they all said, get him out your house now. Get him out your house now, because basically they knew that Ed was going to do something. Now, while he was here, obviously he was acting stupid. He'd stripped down to his boxers and started jumping in front of the camera. I mean, that was going to get me a strike if he actually was naked, you know. So, as well as that, he then was being tickling me, touching me, you know, touching my body like this. He got his elbow, dush, in the side of my stomach, in the side, on my right side. Now that hurt. I keeled over in pain, and as well as that, he didn't care. He just laughed at me, and he just got all weird and shit. And then what happened? You know,
he was in hospital a couple of days later with
when he eventually left, because he got scared of me after a while, because he was scared that I was going to report him to the police. I was ready to anyway, because him coming here and being erratic like that. I didn't want him in my flat at that point, right? So he left on his own accord.
Yeah.
But he said to me before he left, I'm going to go and look for Oscar. No, he didn't go and look for Oscar. He went and sat down on the bench, filming